Welcome back to another learning series with Mr. Knight. Today we're focusing on how our twins formed. Generally, when we see twins, we make this gesture. Oh, they look so beautiful, they look so cute, they look so adorable. Absolutely so, because we're looking at the double of the same thing. Twins are special and they are formed from special processes within the body. Today, I'm going to give you some basic insight on the formation of twins. Twins could be of the same gender. Also, they could be of different genders. So twins could be girls, they could be boys, or they could be girls and boys. Before I get into the examples, I just want to remind you about a few basic information. Now, cells in the body can be placed under two categories. You have those cells that are called somatic cells. They are non-sex cells. They are also classified as diploid cells, which means they have a pair of each type of chromosome, which also means that they have all the chromosomes, all the 23 pairs of chromosomes within the nucleus. The other category of cell is called sex cells. Sex cells, they are classified as haploid cells, which means they only have one of each pair of chromosome. However, in today's lesson, I am only going to focus on the sex chromosome. The sex chromosome is either X or Y. So a male somatic cell will contain an X and a Y chromosome. So that's the pair of sex chromosome. In females, the somatic cell will contain X and X chromosomes. So that's a pair of sex chromosome. The other chromosomes that I'm not focusing on today, those are called autosomal chromosomes. And there are 22 pairs of autosomal chromosomes. So the sex pair plus the autosomal chromosome will give you 23 pairs or 46 chromosomes. So let's now think about the possible type of gametes we can get from a male or female. Now remember, gametes are formed from meiosis, which means one of each pair of chromosome. So for a male, since a male contains X and Y chromosome, the sperm cells that are formed can be either X or Y chromosome. On the other hand, females can only produce X chromosomes within their egg cells. So regardless of how many eggs she will produce throughout her lifetime, all those egg cells will contain X chromosome. All right, let's look at the fertilization process, or the possibility of the result in the fertilization. So one egg can be fertilized by one sperm cell. So it therefore means that the one egg cell can be fertilized by either a sperm cell with an X chromosome or a sperm cell with a Y chromosome. Let's look at how this applies to making twins. Now, to make identical twins, you will only need one sperm cell, one egg cell. When fertilization takes place, eventually the zygote will split and give you two separate cells. These two separate cells could share the same placenta or different placenta. On the other hand, for fraternal twins or non-identical twins, there must be two sperm cells and two egg cells. So because of the possibilities in this event, it therefore means a fraternal twin could have two different fathers. Because remember that sperms could live inside of a female up to 2 to 3 days. Now, in this example, this will be your first example. So based on what you have learned before, we're going to use all of that information to apply to the possibilities of making different types of twins. So if you have a sperm cell with only X chromosome and the egg cell with X chromosome, what is the possibility of twins that you can form here? If you're guessing girls, then you're absolutely correct. So once fertilization takes place, forming a zygote, the zygote will eventually split and give you two identical girls. Let's look at another example. If you have a sperm cell with a Y chromosome, if it fertilizes the egg cell, what will be the possibility of twin forming? If you're thinking boys, then your thinking is absolutely correct. So once fertilization takes place, the zygote will form, it will divide and form two identical boys. Let's look at this other example. Now you have two egg cells, two sperm cells. However, in these sperm cells, you have X chromosome. Now what is the possibility of forming right here? If you're thinking non-identical girls, then you're absolutely correct. Now let's look at another possibility. Now you have the two egg cells, you have two sperm cells, but the sperm cells each contain Y chromosome. So what is the possibility of twin that you may get in this case? If you're thinking non-identical boys, then you're absolutely correct. So fertilization will take place and then you'll end up with two non-identical boys. Let's look at this other example. You have two egg cells, two sperm cells, but in this case, one of the sperm contains a Y chromosome and the other sperm cell contains an X chromosome. Now, what will be the possibility? Think about it. Yes, if you're thinking a boy and a girl, that means you're absolutely correct. Okay, now you understand the possibility of forming identical twins and non-identical twins. And now we're at the end of the lesson and I'm looking forward to see you in the other lesson. Now it's time to split.